sharing and transformational programs. That means we are knowledge-based organization, and we are solely focused on transforming lives. That is, we are passionate about taking you from where you are at the moment to where you're supposed to be. Our major areas of focus at the RAID platform is derived from an acronym called REAL. R stands for relationship, the E stands for enterprise, A stands for accountability, and L stands for leadership. Our vision is to be a global institution where change agents are raised and released for global impact. And we have our presence, originally we started from Nigeria, and just like wildfire, we are shaking the world. We have our seminars in the US, we have our center in the United States of America, we have in the UK and other countries. India is coming up, Canada is coming up, it's just spreading. And we have in Nigeria. Also in Nigeria, we have, like our headquarters is in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We have in Lagos, we have in Kogi State, we have in Jos, we have in Anambra, we have in Enugu, and other cities coming up to, our mission at the RAID platform is creating a platform for inspiring, educating, and empowering people to maximize their existence in life. We are accomplishing our mission through some programs. You can say weekly programs, monthly programs. We have Money Mondays, which usually happen on our Telegram page. So if you have not joined our Telegram page, please endeavor to join. You can ask me in the chat box. We send your details to the central admin and you'll be added to the group. It's really, really impactful. We have bona fide teachers that have been through RAID platform classes, and they are global leaders today, taking up the class. We have Relationship Friday, where we learn about nurturing and sustaining quality relationships. As we all know, that relationship is everything. No man is an island. You can't become a tree cannot make a forest. So the person you have today is as a result of your relationship with others. So we also have Feed Business. Feed Business is a big initiative from the courtesy RAID platform, and where is a platform where ideas strive to business. That means if you have a new idea coming up at the RAID platform is there to encourage you and support you even financially, putting your business plans together, everything. So you come to present to us. They have quality teams that check out, and the winner always come with a prize. The last section was awesome. So if you have an existing business, you're also welcome. If you have an idea that you want to transform into business, you're also welcome. So our core values at the RAID platform is derived by from an acronym called DREAM. The D stands for diligence. That means we are diligent in all we do. Every product of RAID platform worldwide are diligent. I can attest to that, because I'm also a product of the RAID platform. R stands for readiness to serve. E stands for excellence. Everything we do always have an excellent touch. A stands for accountability. That means we are accountable. As a team members at the RAID platform, you will be held accountable, and we expect such to be in every way, in anywhere you find yourself, be accountable. And then the last one we don't joke about is mentoring, because leaning on people's shoulder will really help you move forward in life. So at the RAID platform, we are open to mentorship. We have quality, standard, and qualified people at the RAID platform. So I want to welcome you. I think this is an appetizer. I want to welcome you to today's program. Today's program topic is finding balance in life. Finding balance in life. When I saw the topic, I was like, wow, this is really good, because I'm also a victim of this finding balance in life. Sometimes, talking about health, talking about education, talking about spirituality, we sometimes get it mixed up or side, off balance sometimes, that we find it difficult to balance our life. Talking about maybe probably our relationship with people, about our purpose, our education. We are just one-way traffic, and other aspects of our lives are suffering. So today, I just want to warm your appetite that you're going to learn a lot from our speaker, the founder, the the creator of the Ray platform. So he's well loaded. We were having a chat yesterday, and he said, "Wow, he's going to." I said, "Sir, time. I don't want you to take us to cloud nine, please. Just help us and break it down for us. We don't mind having another section on this particular topic, maybe part 2 thereabout. But I want us to pay attention, please. I beg of you to pay attention. Your time here really worth it, and we really appreciate your time today. Please don't let it be a waste. So we, on behalf of the Ray platform and other team members, I want to endeavor you to please pay attention. Take your noting pad, pay attention to details, and I believe you're going to learn a lot today. So without further ado, I'm going to come up with, I'm going to call on Dumebi, Miss Dumebi, to come up, and we'll now take your time. And I believe so much will be learned today. So over to you, Miss Dumebi. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor. It's you did very good in the introductory session. Next, you're moving straight to the agenda for the day, and that is introducing the main man of today. He is a father, he is a mentor, he's a counselor, he's a coach, and he's someone who is extremely well loaded with deep intellectual abilities. His name is Mr. Kunle Joe Komolafe. I'm sure most of us have met with him the last time he came to inaugurate the UK session, and everybody had something good and positive to say. And so with this, I'd like to, like Mr. Victor had said earlier, there is going to be a lot to learn. I would like us to take advantage of every single opportunity, take away every form of distraction, make sure you're jotting something down, and be ready to change your life, because this is going to be a life-changing session. Let us all clap for His Royal Highness, Mr. Kunle Joe Komolafe. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yes. That was funny. I'm like, who is she introducing? How are we all doing?
Fine, sir.
Awesome. I wanted to ask if you can all hear me. This is going to be an interaction where we just talk. I'm not here to say things that you probably don't know about, or things that you had not come across before, but just to open our eyes, open our hearts to a dimension of the things that we know. I would be lying, if I say that some of the things I'm going to say are revelation. They are deep things that you have not heard before. They are not deep, nothing anywhere. They are things that we probably have heard, have read about, but there are things I read about like 15, 16 years ago that is just beginning to make sense to me now. I don't know if you've been there before, where you would be like, oh, I've seen this somewhere before, or I've heard about this somewhere before. You understand? And it's the place of awareness. And we'll be talking about that in a bit. Victor, let me share something, a little story with us. Before I deep a little bit into the things that I want to share with us. I have a very limited time that I'm praying that I can You know, so I'm just going to scratch the surface. And like Victor said, we probably have another session and another session as we just keep progressively, you know, having discussions around how we can find balance in life. And this cuts across different ages, different spheres of influence, as the case may be. I got a book, you know, for my son some few weeks ago. I think it was 30 things you need to, 25 things you need to, I can't remember the title of that book as at now, but even at his age, 12 years old, I'm trying to help him and guide him on how he can find balance, you know, in life at the phase and at the stage at which he is right now. And I told him, I said, when you are done reading this book, I'm going to give you another book, which is The Purpose-Driven Life. And then afterwards, power of positive thinking, you know, Napoleon Hill, and then just keep drilling. And the whole idea behind having him consume these details at a very young age is so that when he gets to an older age, 15, 16, 17, 20, 25, he would already have a deep insight and knowledge as to how to balance life. A lot of us are in pursuit of better life. You know, a lot of us are in pursuit of financial stability, that we forget we have other aspects, we have other areas of our lives that makes us a total being. Trying to lay the foundation. It's like someone who goes to the bathroom and gives attention to his or her hair alone. Just dip your hair in the water, wash it, use all the conditioners, use all the shampoo and all that, and then neglect the neck, the hand, other parts of our body. Over time, you would find out that it's either beginning to stink, or it gets darker, or spots are beginning to develop themselves on those parts of the body where you refuse to give attention to. So everybody would commend and praise how your hair looks, but then they close their nose when you raise up your hands, and the gush that comes out from the armpit or any other part of your body, you understand? So there is a need for us as global people to pay attention all around, to pay attention to every aspect of our life and not just a part of it. So I would say that we're all in this pursuit together. We're all in this pursuit together. And when I say all of us, I am not excluding myself, who is even the speaker.
That's the mistake.
I am also included. Hello.
Please, Adiola, can you mute yourself? Thank you.
So we are all in this pursuit together, right? Including me, the speaker. And I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable to you guys in a bit, just to let you know why I said that. We're at different levels in this pursuit of finding balance, talking about how to build a life of stability, how to build a life of serenity, that's peace, calmness, how to build a life of significance. And just to buttress this introduction, I was going to crack a joke with, that's why when I called, I said, Victor, let me crack this joke with you. And I mean, the audience. So it's a story. It's, I mean, just a story. I don't know how real it is, but there is a lesson to learn from it. A group of friends, 4 of them, they went for a party. And then, of course, you know what happens in night parties. They got themselves, you know, took some wine and took some whatever they took. And then, so late in the night, they were on their way back. They actually drove the car on their way back, you know, to their hostels, to their residence. The car got bad on the road. And then one of them said, oh, I have this mechanic. He's very good. He can come out at any time. So he picked his phone and called the mechanic. And when the mechanic came in, you know, where they were parked, they opened the bonnet, they opened the front bonnet. He checked, he fixed all the things he needed to fix. And he said it was really nothing serious that they needed. Got some water into the radiator. And then, I mean, they were good to go. He closed the bonnet and he said, let's push, because actually the battery is a little bit down. We just need to push this car. So, I mean, they began to push. They pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. Like they were really tired, exhausted, you know, took off their clothes. They were sweating. They kept pushing. They said, let's get to the slope and let's try it again. They got to a slope on the road. They pushed the car so it can be faster. It still did not start. So at some point, the mechanic really got exhausted. I'm like, I have checked this engine. There's nothing wrong with this car. Nothing is wrong with this car. He then went into the car and told, you know what, you come out and let me get into the car. You guys push while I, you know, try to, how they do the, you know, the pedal. It was a manual car, actually. It wasn't like the automatic cars that we have, you know, more around the road today. It's a manual car where you have the gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and all that. So when the guy got into the car and then they pushed a little bit, then he said, stop, stop, stop. And then he looked at the gear and then he found out that all this while they've been pushing the car, the gear of the car was on neutral. So he came out really furious and angry. And he said, what's going on with you? He was telling his friend, the guy who called him, he was the one in the car. He said, what's going on with you? Why would you let us walk this hard? We've been pushing this car for the past 1 hour, and apparently the gear is in neutral. Now let's take a pause right there. Isn't that how life is? Where we have different gears, gear 1, gear 2, 3, 4. And then we also have the neutral. We have the reverse too. That a lot of people put the gear of their life on neutral. And they keep pushing, they keep making efforts, they keep driving, they keep, you know, putting in all the energy. But then they are not getting the results that they desire to get. They move from one job to another job, from one office to another office, from one city to another city. They move from Lincoln to Bradford, from Bradford to London, from London to Leeds, but still the same result. Why? Because they have chosen unconsciously or consciously to live their lives on neutral. And then they need the touch of an expert, of someone who would say, can you, for a few minutes, for a few weeks, for a few months, for a few years, just let me hold this steering for you and let's drive this thing. Let's look at it together. And then he would be able to say, oh no, you ain't supposed to be on neutral. You're supposed to be on gear 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. That is what Victor was talking about when he mentioned, and when he got to that point, he said, we are big. I mean, I could see that excitement on his face when he said, one of our core values is the aim of dream. As as much as we believe in you having mega dreams, the place of mentoring, which is the last of the core value, is important. And that is what our generation today is lacking. Our coaches, our mentors, our role models are on Instagram, on Telegram, on TikTok. People who would show us what they want us to see, who will tell us what they want us to hear. Finding balance in life is critical and important at the phase and stage that we all find ourselves today. So, thank you for joining us today as we embark on this journey to explore the art of finding balance in life and creating a meaningful existence. You know, and even within the short time that we have on this call, I have just about 50 minutes, and I already took how many minutes to do the introduction. But we're going to get somewhere. We're going to make a mark. We're going to make progress in a bit. So let me start by saying that we are in a very, very fast-paced world. And the world that we are in currently is filled with constant challenges. Every one of us on this call. If we pass the mic around now, we all are facing some kind of challenges. If you are not at this stage, at this phase that you are, then, oh, how great thou art. We should come bow at your feet and sing worship songs to you. That's what makes us tick. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us who we are. Our story built by challenges. But that's not the point here. We are all constantly facing challenges. We're in a world full of it. We're in a world full of destruction. So the pursuit of stability, the pursuit of serenity, and the significance, as the theme of the webinar says, becomes even more crucial than ever before. So when I asked Victor to give, it was like, what's the team going to look like? And one of the things, our style of leadership is engaging. Our style of leadership is ownership. So I said, come up with 3 topics or 2 topics and let's look at it together. And then he came up with a few topics, and then he came up, this was one of the topics. And I'm like, oh no, this is good. Let's do this. Refine it a little bit and let's go. Let's jump on this. I was excited. So before I share my thoughts, and basically just at a very high level, if you're a business analyst, you know what high level means more than, the lay language. So at a very high level, we would look at the word balance, and then would pick up some lessons that can help us right away after this call, that would help us to be able to plug in at the right place where balance can be found, balance can be established. And then we can go back to our WhatsApp groups for those of us in the UK and begin to have conversations around this. And I'm sure that on our WhatsApp groups, conversations should have started as we look at this topic together. So what is balance, right? Let's even talk about what balance is. Let's quickly look at what balance is. And I would paint a scenario, a picture. So I had this car many years ago, here in the US, and for those of us who drive, who has a car, you probably will understand what I'm about to say. So this car, right, will never go beyond a particular speed. As soon as we get to that speed, right, the tires, the steering begins to shake. Do I have any witness in the house? Let's use the chat room. Let's chat, let's talk. Like I said, it's interactive. It's just that I can't give everyone the microphone to talk right now. But please, if you have any thoughts flowing in your mind, if you have, you want to add a little bit to what I say, you want to agree with what I say, or, you can just use the chat room, drop an emoji, or say something about it. But I have this guy, he doesn't go beyond 60. As soon as he goes past 60, he begins, you know what I'm talking about? He begins to shake. And as soon as I get on the highway, I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy? And all that. I'll stop by the gas station, I'll fill up, put in some air in the tires just to be sure that the tires are on the same number and all that. But it still did not stop. So one day I'm like, okay, no, the check engine came on. I needed to get it to the mechanic. And then we got to the mechanic and then we kind of talked. And I said to him, I said, see, after he did all the oil change, filled out every other thing. And then I said, you need to drive this car for me. Every time I get to this particular limit, it begins to shake. I want to go faster than that. And he was like, oh, okay, I know what's wrong with your car, but let me drive it. So he said, go to the other side. I went to the other side. He began to drive and then he began to speed. When he got that, he did that. He said, oh, your car needs alignment. Did you hear that? So your car needs alignment. Alignment of what? The 4 tires needed to be aligned together. Could it be that the reason why we experience some bumps, the reason why we experience some shakes, the reason why we experience some turbulence, it is bound to happen, but when it becomes an everyday occurrence, then something is wrong somewhere. Something is not aligning. Does that make sense? Something is not aligning, and you need to be checked. You need to find out. You need to call yourself into a meeting. You, yourself, and I need to have a roundtable discussion and begin to ask yourself, what is not aligning? And when you discover, at times you could need the help of a friend, the help of a mentor who's been around you for a while, so both of you can together find out exactly what is wrong. And that's why one of our core values is accountability. We are expected to consistently, annually have accountable partners where the both of you can tell yourself the truth and be able to find answers to certain questions that has been bothering your mind and your heart. So you said it's alignment problem. That's it. One of your tires, your finances, is good, but the other of your tire, your health, is not as good as it should be. So that could be what is affecting your productivity as it concerns your finance. And then your rear tire could be that you have relationship problems. You don't know how to keep friends. You have emotional intelligence issues. The other leg of your tire could be that you are laid back. Meanwhile, you have a big vision, you have a big dream. Laid back people will have issues. When you have a mental picture of a future that you desire, but then something about you is laid back when you want to make effort into doing something. I wrote something down here. It's the 5-letter word that you need to fight consistently every day of your life. And the 5-letter word is, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. 5 words that kills dreams, that kills visions, that kills your drive to finding balance in life. I don't feel like it. I want to be healthy, but I don't feel like taking walks. I want to have a perfect health, but I don't feel like eating well. I want to be financially successful, but I don't feel like saving. I want to be, you know what I'm talking about. Every one of us, at some point in our lives, there are people who literally have the factory that creates and manufactures excuses. And that's why you are where you are. And one of the things that I have said consistently over the years is this, that if you eat what giants are eating, one day you will also become a giant. You also become a giant. As a citizen, as a UK citizen, as an immigrant, whatever your status is, you need to understand that there is what those who are at the upper echelons do. There are certain criteria, certain certifications, certain drive, certain moves that they needed to make, certain sacrifices that they needed to make, that they had to do to be where they are today. Now, the question you want to ask yourself is this: what do I need to do to break myself off this level? I know one of the most rampant jobs in the UK is the care job and all that, but for how long are you going to be there? Do you want to set a standard, a limit? And that's I'm going to talk about that in a bit. Like, I'm going to do this for the next 3 years because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I'm done with that, I need to be here by 2027 because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then by 2029, I have to be here because of 1, 2, 3. And then at 2031, 2031, you need to understand that this is the dynamics that governs a successful and progressive life. Nothing just happens. I'll say that again in a louder voice to everyone on this call. Nothing just happens. If it means you copying it out and pasting it on your bathroom wall, on your reading table, paste it there to remind yourself that balance in life doesn't just happen by itself.
Tomorrow morning.
It doesn't just happen by itself.
Okay.
So balance is not merely a destination. Please, can we mute, please?
So now that you're what was that about?
Balance is not merely a destination. It is a dynamic process. Can we mute, please? Is anybody not muted? Chris, can you attend to that for us, please? So I said that balance is not merely a destination. It is a dynamic process. Dynamic process. And that's why I said all the things I said, just to let you know how dynamic having balance is in life. We have to thrive. We have to strive towards this. At the place of balance, you gain speed. If you want to write that down, at the place of balance, you gain speed, even in life. So when they fixed the tires, when they fixed the Ford, they did all the alignments and all that. It was going at 90, at 100. I don't know, what's going on here? Because balance was established amongst the 4 tires. So balance actually involves harmonizing, and write that word down, harmonizing, bringing the various aspects of our lives into unison. Our work, our relationship, our relationships, our health, personal growth, bringing all of this, our finances, all of this together, harmonizing them to create a sense of equilibrium. I'm sure those in economics understands that. Bring them to that place of well-being. And I'm saying this just to emphasize to us that this chaotic life, this life of turbulence, can, if not discarded, can be remediated, can be reduced to the minimal if we decide today to wage war on imbalance. Because for every imbalance, it is because order, you know what they call order? O-R-D-E-R, write it down somewhere. Order is missing somewhere. Order is missing. Alignment is missing somewhere. You know what order means? Order is the accurate arrangement of things. So think about your life as a thing for now, for just this moment. Think about your life as a computer, as a bookshelf. Just imagine my bookshelf here. You see a plate of food, a bottle of water, you see a canned drink, you know, and all that. Everything here is intentionally put there. When I pick a book to read, when I'm done, I put it back at the same place I took it from. Order. That's what it's called, order. Accurate arrangement of things. Accurate arrangement of your health, of your finances, of your disposition towards work, disposition towards your academics, understanding what comes first, what comes next, what comes after next. When order is in place, serenity is established. When order is in place, I emphasize that, serenity is established. So you want to look at your mind, because all these things we're talking about, all these things we're discussing, starts from the place of the mind. And that's why I love the book. I read that book, I think like 23 years ago. I was still very young when I read that book. One of the things I do, as you know, is when a speaker is talking and then he makes mention of a book, I write the book down, I try to get it, I try to read it. It's really speakers that I love and I believe in. So I hope you're going to do that too. And if you've read it before, you want to go read. I read that book like 4 times. Joyce Meyer, The Battlefield of the Mind. It's a religious book, but it connects to every religion. It connects to life. The Battlefield of the Mind. Powerful book. And then I wrote a book, I think some 11 years ago. I titled the book Mind Your Mind, The Power of Your Mind. I talked about at a very high level how you can harness your mind to getting results. Everything that you see happening in the world today was created twice. I repeat that again. Everything you see or experience in the world today was created twice, consciously or unconsciously. And this is how it is. It is first created in the mind first, and then before it is created in the physical world. Either as an imagination, as a thought process, as a suggestion that came from someone, from a movie, from a music, from a tweet you read, from something. Check it if I'm communicating. Everything twice is what's created. First in the mind, then to the physical world. That's how things are created. So you want to guard this thing, this tool, this equipment, this machine called the mind. So see your mind as a computer that has different departments, different sections to it. So one of the things I want to do, and I'm glad I said earlier on when I started that I mean, we're all learning. I mean, like me. So what I want to do, so a few weeks ago, I looked at my bookshelf. I'm like, okay, I was looking for a book that speaks to finances, and I was looking everywhere. So I said, oh, I remember, some 21, 22 years ago, my mentor was talking about the place of accurate arrangement of your bookshelf. And he was talking about a man some of us hold in very high esteem, Dr. David Oyedepo, how he has a full building on books and they have different departments. And I remember, okay, yeah, even in our libraries, when we're back in college, our libraries have different departments. I was like, okay, so I think I need to start doing that. Of course, I have a lot of books. So I need to get a label, a book label, and then I need to label my book so that I would have a section that speaks to inspiration, finance, relationship, research, cybersecurity, and business analytics. I'll have all those books. I said, okay, good. Or I would do them by authors. Now, I needed to start learning what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to be both, but any aspect of your life, bringing order to your finances, order to your health, order to your work disposition, order to your relationships. Because imbalance leads to stress. Imbalance leads to burnout. That's why you're always tired. You're always exhausted because you have choked your mind with both relevant, irrelevant things. You have choked your mind with important, not important. I don't know if you've read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think, no, four quadrants, something. It's written by Kiyosaki too. Something quadrant. Can't remember the name really. I read that book a long time ago. I think I should get that book again. It talks about important, not important, urgent, not urgent. But when you mix everything together, so your head is popping out what is important, what is not important, what is urgent, everything mixed up together because you have not learned to bring yourself to that place of serenity where your pen and your paper, your notepad is thinking at the same time as your mind is thinking. It leads to stress. It leads to burnout. It leads to lack of fulfillment when order is not in place. But when you strive for balance, you pave way for a healthier, a happier, and a more purposeful you. And that's the goal. That's what we represent here at the Center for Real Impact. How our members, how our folks can be healthier, how they can be happier, how they can live a more purposeful life. Are we together? So balance, it allows us, when we understand, just laying the best I can do today is just to lay foundations. That's the truth. Balance helps us. It leads, it helps us, it allows us, let me put it that way, to lead a life of resilience. It helps us to live a life of peace. It helps us to embrace the ups and the downs, the challenges that life throws at us with grace, because we are at that place of understanding. We're at that place of unison. We're at that place of harmony. I stressed that earlier. Bringing all of this together. Are we together? Am I communicating? Good. So, if we're going to build a balanced life, it actually begins with self-awareness. And that's all I've been saying. Everything I've said thus far in the last 5 to 10 minutes comes down to this thing. like a funnel. It just comes down to this, the place of self-awareness. I think it was James Allen that wrote the book, Man Know Thyself. Or he was one who said that. He said it rather. He's in one of his books, Man Know Thyself. You need to come to that place where you identify the key elements that contribute to your well-being. The key elements. There are people that when I talk to them, I come out of that conversation even heavier. There are people when I talk to them, I come out of that conversation lighter. I come out from that conversation thinking, now I have clarity. So we need to understand these key elements that contribute to our well-being. And I'll pick on a few quickly. And I'll try to wrap up in the next few minutes. By 8 o'clock, I'll try to wrap up 10-ish, so we can still stay within time. I would want to touch on some of these key elements. And the first is, which we all know, right? We all do. That's where our focus is. That's where our energy is. Work-life integration. Work-life, your work-life. Your work-life. I'll stress that again, your work-life is very important. Very important. So you want to shift your thoughts from the traditional concept of work-life balance. You just want to hit the hours. You want to hit the time. You want to hit the clock. You want to take 10 hours there. You want to take 5 hours there. You want to take, you just want to be all up and doing. So work is like right there. Health is like right here. Forgetting that it's only a healthy man, only a healthy woman will be able to smash those hours. And as soon as you crack or crash, they got a replacement for you in the next hour. You don't pay attention to the relationships around you. Your relationships are suffering at the detriment of your hours because you want to kill the hours. It's at the detriment of your health because, And if I had the time, I would want us to have conversations around this, like let's look at the UK perspective to work-life balance. I wish we can do that. I think we should do that. Let me take like 2 comments as to that. What's the work-life balance for you guys? Anyone who wants to talk about it? 1 or 2 persons. Not like, I don't want you to tell me the good part. Just tell me how it's been like, oh, KJK, it's not been good because of this. And I just want like an affirmation to the things I'm talking about right now. Can I transfer the mic to 1 or 2 persons quickly? Just a minute each. That would be great.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Excellent.
Work-life balance. Thank you very much. In the UK, coming in as a student, the only work, I think there are 2 categories of work you are permitted based on the terms and conditions, 20 hours work permission. Care is either you find yourself care support work or warehouse work. So even after, people get addicted to it to the extent that even after their studies, they don't think anywhere else to go than running after sponsorship, and they are stuck for like 5 years. So many people are here stranded. So many people are here. They've forgotten about their purpose. What there is in their head is, how do I go to work? Come back shift after shift. And we've had series of incidents of people slumming at work because they've covered day. They want to meet up with night somewhere else. They want to, forgetting that their health is at stake. So many people, they've lost their families, they've even lost their mind in the name of, I want to pay bills, I want to do this, I want to do that. So
Yeah.
I think this topic is handy. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that input. Anybody else want to say something? I'll appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, talking about work balance in UK,
Yeah.
especially for people like me that got my family here with me, it's not been that easy anyway.
Yeah.
But however, if we allow, there's something I've come to realize here in UK.
Yes, sir.
If I allow this whole busy work here, work there, if I allow myself to be crowded by all that, I do know that in the nearest future, it is either I am going to lose so many things. So what I do most time, I'm always intentional about what I do. For example, if you see me, maybe sometime I said I won't go to work on Sunday. It's not as if I've made the whole money in UK. Yeah. It's not as if I'm just too religious. No. But somehow, if I don't go to work on Sunday, maybe I go to church. It's another way for me to rest as well. Yeah. So so most of the things I do is intentional. Okay. Sometimes I say, okay, maybe I have to catch up with a friend. Even this meeting I'm attending today is intentional. I have intentionally abandoned one or two things.
Exactly. Sure.
To say, okay, let me just hang out with Pass. I could get something. Yeah, because I know that if I don't do this, a lot, even to my health, exactly. it will be funny because I know what happened as at last year when I was busy around the clock. It affected my health.
You see?
So that is why I became intentional about what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is just the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Do we have any lady in the house? Let's get it balanced. Any lady in the house that wants to say something before I jump to the next point? And then I'll run through my points and then we'll call it a day today. I hope this is I hope I've been able to. So the whole idea is that I know we have intellectuals in the house today. I know we have people who can think. So what I'm doing, I'm intentional about just triggering stuffs in our spirit, just on some lights. Then you can go back to your drawing board and begin to ask yourself, see, whatever you don't question, you don't get free from. You want to write that down somewhere. So you need to consistently question stuff. Why, how, why, where, how, why, where, why, how, why, where, when, what. You understand? That's how I live. And that's how a lot of successful people live. And that's why I'm a student of people, biographies, autobiographies. I'm asking myself questions. Yesterday was Obama's birthday. How would a Kenyan, what did he do? How did he do it? I'm asking questions. Can I be that? Okay, no, I cannot because of this, and this. Can I position my son to be that? Can I position my daughter? I'm asking questions. I'm questioning things consistently. And that takes me to the second point, which is physical well-being. We're talking about balance in life. Our physical health. He just talked about, something that happened last year. On the 15th of August, 2022, I will keep saying it. I was rejected from an hospital here. Why? I had a very high blood pressure, exhausted. Back then we used to boast that I only slept for 4 hours. I was reading. I only slept for 3 hours. I was reading. That was the life. I'll do morning shift, do evening shift. I'm not saying that is not good. I mean, there's a pressure. You have something to meet up with. You have bills to pay. You have all of these things to do. It's understandable. But what we are saying is this: find a place of balance. I was rejected. Said, emergency straight. And they took me to the emergency. Pew, pew, pew. They plugged everything all over me. They were like, are you sure you came here yourself? They were hitting my hands. Can you feel this? Can you feel this? I said, yes, I can feel it. No, you should. Can you feel it? Because it was extremely high. They were not expecting that a part of my body system should still be working. I said that during the homecoming in Nigeria. I could say it now, I'm just being vulnerable with you guys. loaded injections, tablets, everything was just coming. Everybody, nurses were moving everywhere, flying around. I'm like, what's going on here? So we need to do a thyroid test to check your thyroid, to see if your thyroid is still active. You go to the bathroom, go use this. I was dragging the pole of all the wires to the bathroom. I peed, just kept peeing into different containers. They were just trying to check what's going on with this guy. Of course, there are, superior powers that works for us. I wouldn't want to go to that level because, that's not the space at which we are currently, because I shouldn't be what I was that time, because they just felt I shouldn't be at that. I shouldn't be working. I shouldn't even be active. That's when I was active. After then, between then and now, I lost like 40 pounds. I began to pay attention to certain things. What I eat, what I drink, where I go, what I say, what I engage myself in, the kind of discussions, the kind of relationships I have. All these things come together to make up a well-being man, to make up a balanced man, which I never paid attention to. Now I'm struggling to get a 7 hours. I was my doctor recently, and he was like, Joe, an Indian man, so how many hours did you use? I said, I'm still like 5-ish. 5:30, 5:30, I said, no, we're going to 6, Joe. We're going to 6. We're going to 7, Joe. We're going to 7. Minimum of 7, you want to push it there. Then we can now talk about 8. You get it. Physical well-being, our physical health forms the foundation of our ability to thrive. Our physical health, find time to take walks. Make sure every day, I'm not a health coach, but I'm just telling you the things that I have been taught and I've been working. Make sure every day you take a minimum of 2.5 liters of water to 3 liters of water. You understand? These things would help you. Know how to prioritize exercises. Take a minimum of 45 walks. Instead of using the elevator, use the stairs. Little things like that count. Instead of jumping on a bus, on a car, driving for a distance that probably you can do a 30 minutes, a 45 minutes, a 1 hour walk. You're not punishing yourself. You're helping yourself. If it will take you an hour of walk to get to the office, then you need to wake up earlier, an hour, 30 minutes earlier, hit the road, do some of these things. Not every time, but prioritize, like I said, because our mind is like a computer. What we consistently do for a minimum of 30 days will become almost close to nature. Your food, nutrition, adequate rest to maintain peak vitality is important. The third thing is mental and emotional well-being. It's very important. The things that we allow access into our gates, our ear gates, our mouth gates, the things that we eat, our ear gates, the things that we hear, our eye gate, the things that we see are important. You drink everything. Everything is drinkable. As long as it has some percent alcohol, everything. You eat anything. It affects our emotional well-being. For your information today, I never knew there was something called, what do they call it? Hormonal imbalance. Until when all these things started happening, then the doctor was like, you need to do a hormonal test because of, oh, really? I never knew about all these things. Where I come from. And then someone just slumps. A lady passed, one of our quiet members, passed some few days ago. She died some few days ago. And then after she passed, they now said to her that they now told the parents that she died of high sugar level. And I'm like, I know people die of high sugar level, but not a 26-year-old girl, high sugar level. They should have discovered it. They should have. Nobody knew. She was just adding weight. Everybody was like, you're adding weight. This is good though, And then they were just praising her. They were like, oh, this is good. You're adding weight. Meanwhile, something was wrong somewhere. When it got to that point of no control anymore, they were rushing, trying to see how to control it. Lost her brain, and then she passed. So what's the essence of all the hours you want to kill? That's a talk for another day. Mental and emotional well-being, the place of continuous reading is also important, and intentional personal development. We're talking about mental well-being now. So I read something yesterday. Right? Let me crack you guys up. So for those of us from Africa, we pray a lot, which is good. I don't have any problem with praying. But that's another conversation for another day. I pray too. So I read something yesterday. The guy was like talking about the fact that the place of reading, the place of personal development. If you know me, I'm very big on personal development. Very, very big on personal development. This morning I was just reading a book on power of discipline. This is my second time of reading the book, How to Use Self-Control and Mental Toughness. Mental toughness to achieve your goals. Good book. Achieve your goals in record time and all that. So he said, how about if we sing this song? It's a song, for those of us, who, you've had this song before. I will pray, I will pray, I will pray, I will pray. If I don't pray, he said, Satan will make mess of me, And then he said, how about if we change it to, I will read, I will read, I will read, I will read. Or if I don't read, poverty will make mess of me. Which one do you prefer? You understand? So I shall laughed about it, but it made some sense to me. Like, someone said, if you want to hide something from, a Black person, put in a book. I know it's becoming like not totally true, but it's still true, kind of. And when they say book, they're not talking about what we go to read in the university or in the colleges, what we do in masters or PhDs and all that. It goes beyond that. It really goes beyond that. So I'm at a place where over the years, I try to balance up these things. So I'm preparing for a certification. It's called the CISSP. It's called the Certified Information System Security Professional. You understand? It's a big book. So to my left, to my right, I have the book. You see how big it is? It's crazy, right? I'm doing this. I'm preparing for this to my left. But to my right, I'm also preparing for life at the same time. You ask yourself, how are you doing it? Balance. Balance. So the place of consistently reading and intentional personal development, consistently questioning things progressively, asking myself questions, what are they eating? In other words, what are they doing to be who they are? Like Victor just said, you just find yourself after you're done, fine, that's the only two opportunities open to you when you do your master's. But after that, why would you still get yourself stuck in that space? Ask questions. Go online, go on LinkedIn. Look for people who came through the same path and who are now doing successful things in that same environment. What did they do? How did they do it? Ask them questions. If possible, pay them out of the little you are making to ask them questions, get the answers, do what they do, walk in their footsteps, and you will become even much more than who they are. That's how life works. That's how to scale. That's how to get balance. Talking about mental and emotional wellness, emotional intelligence, very important. Very important. Understanding how to relate with people. Stress management techniques, very important. The fourth thing, as I try to quickly wrap up, then I'll just use the balance as an acronym, and then we'll just, find a way to talk, and then we have quick interactive sessions. Relationships and social connections is the fourth thing. We need to find balance in that as well. Who are your friends? Whether we like it or not, no matter how much we think they don't have influence on us, they sure do have influence on us over time. Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are or who you would be in the next 5 years. Meaningful connections, important, enriches our lives. Not just connections. How meaningful are these connections? How meaningful are these relationships? Not the one that gives you some pounds once in a while when you need pounds. It goes beyond that. Who are in your network? Or everybody in your network are doing the same thing, getting the same result, and you are in that network, you will do the same thing and get the same results. Break out. Let them call you rebellion. Let them even think that it's pride. No, you are fighting for balance in life. You also want to be among those who would own a house in the UK, who will build a house in the UK, who will be able to travel around the world from the UK. That is who you are. And it starts from the relationships, the people you talk to, the people you have around you. It enriches our lives. It's a pointer to who we will be, a pointer to the kind of results that we will get. Very important. Every relationship that has passed through your walls will never leave you the same. It will either be adding something or taking out something. No relationship will leave you the same way. It's adding or taking. It has never happened. In my studies over the years, I have never seen anywhere where anyone mentioned that this relationship I had left me the same way. It will always drop something behind. The big question to us this evening is this: what is that relationship dropping behind? Very important. What is it dropping behind? The fifth thing that we need to give attention to when we want to seek for balance is personal growth and learning. I already talked about that. Continuous learning, personal development. Very important. It leads to a sense of progress and a sense of purpose. Dr. Miles Monroe would always say that where abuse is not known, where purpose rather is not known, abuse is inevitable. Why are you where you are? Why are you in the city that you're in that city? Let the purpose why you are doing what you are doing go beyond just money. Because if all the motivation is money, I'm talking to you guys out of experience. As an immigrant who came to the US, I understand this better today. I'm at a place of some level of balance today. From a man who came in as the first job I did back then was a security man, opening doors for people. We're not where we want to be yet, but we're not where we used to be either. Because purpose was established at the very early stage. Why are you doing what you are doing? Find, if the only purpose behind that is money now, find 2 more reasons beyond that why you are doing what you are doing. And begin to ask yourself questions that connects to another, that leads to where you desire to be in the next few years. It comes down to these things. Balance in life comes down to these things. Consistently drilling yourself. Don't wait until life drills you. Reading the kind of books, relating with the kind of people, finding yourself in the kind of tribe, like the real tribe, like where we are today. Quickly, strategies for finding balance. And I'm going to just read that out to us. I came up with the acronym BALANCE. You want to write it down, BALANCE. Number 1, strategies to finding balance is boundaries. Somebody say boundaries. You can type it down there. Say boundaries. Boundaries. It is important if you're going to find the balance in life, you must have boundaries for life. To experience balance in life, there must be established boundaries. You have to establish and enforce healthy boundaries around your finances, around your relationship, around your health, around your nutrition. Balance is important. And to get to that place of balance, boundaries have to be established. When you establish boundaries, rather, you will be at a place where balance is governed, and you will prevent burnouts. Learn to say no to certain things. Say no to certain tasks. Learn no to certain commitments that would overwhelm you and burn you out. Powerful word. No. You can't be everywhere. If you're everywhere, you are nowhere. You can't be everywhere. You can't be there. You can't be everywhere, friends. You can't be. No. Do I even have the time? I know you don't have the time. I know you're busy. You don't have the time. But the little time that you have, where are you? This little time I have, let me use it to flex. Let me use it to, do what I got to do and all that. No. That little 5 hours, that little 3 hours, that 4 hours, be caught doing productive things. At best, be caught sleeping. Setting healthy boundaries, setting healthy boundaries would help you protect your time, help you protect your energy. I'm glad that it's per hour. Remember that. So every hour of your day has a price tag on it. I'm here for an hour and some few minutes. It has a price tag on it. Set boundaries. That's the first thing. I could go on and on talking about boundaries, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Number 2, awareness. That's the A, awareness. You need to come to that place. I already talked about that. Come to that place of being mindful of your needs, be mindful of your priorities, be mindful of your emotions. The place of awareness. Man, know thyself. Who are you? You need to come to that place of understanding who you are and begin to ask yourself certain questions. Your response to who you think you are, is that the right response? Is that the right response? Is that the right response to your needs? Is that the right response to your priorities? Is that the right response to your emotions? Awareness. Until you know where you are, it will be difficult for you to define where you will be or where you want to be. Until you know and identify where you are, what level you are, what position you are, it will be difficult for you to identify where you should be. And that's the problem with a lot of people. The purpose question, the purpose problem. As simple as it sounds. Number 3, life values. Which is the L, life values. Understand that you need to align your actions with your core values. You need to align your actions with your core values. A lot of us don't even have core values. So I present to you today the need for you as you go in and out in the UK, around the UK, you need to have core values as business people, as successful people, as people trying to get their feelings, as people who are just trying to settle in, whichever level you are, you need to have core values. It's going to help you a lot. Create your core values. My core value is fly. I'm a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm a yearner. My core value is cool, creativity, opportunity, orderliness. Just create, that's easy ways to create core values that you remember. See yourself as a company. How have you been helping other organizations to grow and become successful? So now see yourself as one. Are you really making profit? Isn't that the essence of organization? So you may be incorporated. Victor LLC. John International Company. Put those things behind your name and then now see yourself. Are your books balancing? And then you have different departments, like we have the law department, we have the human resource department, we have the finance department. See yourself like that too. Your finance department, how is it doing? Your relationship department, your HR department, how is it doing? You are a company. You need to find balance. It is all of these things. And that's why at times you need to have a meeting with yourself. It's all these things coming together that makes you who you are. Life values. The fourth point is adaptability. Adaptability. You are too hard on yourself. Be flexible to an extent. That's how to have balanced life. You beat yourself too much. Learn to adjust as circumstances changes. Never think backwards. No one drives forward looking at the rear mirror, making reference to what had happened, what should have happened, will not help you make progress in the future or towards the future. It could work for you today, but that's not how life works. And that's why they said that because it is working doesn't mean it is permissible. But it is working today doesn't mean that's how it should be. Never think backwards. Those who feast backwards end up in regrets eventually. Those who feast backwards ends up in regret eventually. Plan, strategize for tomorrow. And in your planning, in your strategizing, in your putting goals and desires together for tomorrow, don't let it overshadow you. Because those who do as well, they end up wallowing in deep anxiety. You see yourself there and it doesn't look like it. You keep killing and destroying yourself internally. Anxiety. So I should have makes you end in regret. I want to, but I am not yet, makes you end up in anxiety. Find a place of balance. Number 3, nourishment. We already talked about that. Take care of your physical being, take care of your mental health, take care of your emotional well-being. Very important. Nourish it. That's the end in the balance. Nourish it. Make sure today after this webinar, you give attention to your physical life. Tell yourself every day I want to do 30 minutes of walk. Every day I want to do 40 minutes. In the whole month of August, beginning from today, I'm not going to use the elevator anymore. I'm going to be using the stairs. I'm not going to take cabs to these places that I used to take cabs to or that I used to do trains to. I'm going to now walk just for the month of August. Let me even see how it's going to look like on me. I'm going to get myself trained. I could join this boxing. I could join this kickboxing. I could join this gym. I have to stop eating this. I have to reduce my intake of soft drinks, my intake of sugar, no more sugar. Your emotional being, I need to have this relationship around me, this person. I need to find time to talk with him more, find time to talk with her more, because every time I do, this and this happens. But every time I talk to this person, this and this happens. So I want to reduce my time with this. I want to increase my time with that. It just helps. Choices. That's the C. Making conscious decisions that supports your overall balance in life. Your choices, your decisions. I'm sure you've heard this before, that this decision determines destiny. The choices were a product of the choices and the decisions we made yesterday. And we will be a product of the choices and the decisions that we'll make today. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, who you will be based on the choices and the decisions you make today. I don't have all the time to give you explanations and stories There are people that I left when I was a security man, when I came into this country as an immigrant some few years ago. As of last month, there are people that still called me. They are still there doing the same thing. They're still in that company, still doing security. I've moved. Income is like times whatever you want. I don't want to start going into all that. Times whatever you want to think. Times 5, times 6, times 7. Because a man who through books, who through coaching and mentorship, who through understanding told himself, I can't be here. When I left that, I went into Uber and Uber, yeah, I was doing Uber. Did Uber for some few months, and then I went into doing delivery, Amazon delivery. Just go to the warehouse, pack packages and drop in. There are some guys that I left when we were doing Amazon. They are still there. They have all the same qualifications that I have, the same papers I have. Is what they have, but they are still there. It's a choice. It's a choice, friends. It's a choice. Nothing, like I said in the beginning, nothing just happens. We are here to fight, and you got to fight. Fight with purpose. Fight with understanding. Fight with guidance. Fight with vision. Fight. Fight. Fight understanding that there's also still a place of balance. Choices and decisions. The last word is engagement. Engagement. Learn to engage for 1 hour this morning. I woke up and I was just on the bed. I was just, I was watching music, and then later on I went to the YouTube. I was checking for comedies. I was just all by myself laughing and laughing. And then you will be, is there anything to laugh about? That you are alive, that you are living, that you can still breathe is a reason to laugh on its own. Regardless of the pressure around, the challenges around. The only reason why you are breaking down every other time is because you give attention to those things. And when you don't have answers to them and you allow them to kill you, hey, people are going to cry for just 2-3 years and then they're gone. You don't want to be that. Engage fully in activities that bring you joy, that brings you calmness once in a while. Create that serenity around you. Find what it is. And indulge yourself once in a while. Engagement. Very important. As a closing counsel, I'll say this. Learn to embrace imperfection. That's the problem with a lot of people who don't have balance in life. They want to be perfect. I'm at that. I used to be at that place. I'll put it that way. Perfectionist. That's just a closing counsel. Perfectionism can be a roadblock to balance. I'll repeat that again. Perfectionism can be a major roadblock to balance. Learn to embrace imperfection. Learn from your mistakes. Practice self-compassion. If you're going to maintain emotional well-being, I have a book here by Brene Brown, and guess what the topic of the book is? It said, The Gift of Imperfection. The Gift of Imperfection. I had to buy that book because I just wanted everything to be perfect. And there's nothing bad about it. But once in a while, learn to know that you can't do everything. Learn to know that everything cannot just most of the time be 100%. Learn from it. Pick up the lessons. Smile about it. Cry about it. Move on. Balance comes with this understanding. Be mindful of time management. That's some of the counsel I want to just throw out to you. Time is a precious resource. Do your time statistics. I already talked about it. That every time, give it money, 15 pounds, every 1 hour of my life. So when I come gist and chat with you, that's 25 pounds. And then you can play with some of those hours. And I would always tell people for many years, never you start a day that you have not finished. I have an understanding of what my Sunday is going to look like. I already started writing them down when I came down to the office here. Every day, always make sure you have a sticker note on your table. Every day, you should have it as a resource. As a man or a woman, I want to give you an example of what I'm saying. As a man or a woman, I have them on my table. I have this on my table. Always have them handy. I'm being practical with you guys. Always have them handy, sticker notes on your table. You're calculating your finances. 5,000 pounds, 7,000 pounds, 60,000 pounds. Okay, this goes here, this goes there. No, I'm going to keep as a balance. Always do that. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, some few days ago. I think it was yesterday or the first day. We're talking about the income. Okay, so you're going to get this job, how much are they going to pay you? And then I turned on my calculator. And then I was just doing the calculation. Okay, so I want you to be able to have 1,000 pounds in savings at the end of the month. How do we achieve that? You need to do this. We were looking at it together. That's the place of coaching. That's the place of mentorship. I know the story. One of our members from Africa is coming over. I'm already working with her, driving, training. I say, do this certification, do this certification, do this certification. This is the challenge over there. I'm not even there, but I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm asking questions. This is what you're going to do. When you get there, you're going to do this for 5 months. After doing it for 5 months, you're going to do this for 3 months. Then you're going to move into this. And it's going to work that way. Intentional living. Intentional living. And even if it doesn't meet up to that standard or that level, at least you will come close to it. They say if you hit for the whatever, how did they normally put it? If you hit for the cloud, you could meet yourself around the stars or something. I don't know how they say that word. Number 3, unplug from digital overload once in a while. In this digital age, once in a while, just unplug from the digital world. It's crazy. It's killing people. It's killing minds, I tell you. And then get a book, talk to friends. Be a part of a network like this, a tribe like this. And then finally, you need to create rituals and routine. There are people that are very close to me. They know where I am by time. They already know this is my ritual. They know this is his routine. KJK, this is where it's going to be. Call him and ask him, where are you? He will tell you. You will find out. Because over the years, I have learned through discipline, consistently enforcing these things. I fall short of them at times. I fall down several times. I cry several times, but I pick up the lessons. I move on. Creating rituals for yourself every morning. This is what I do. Then after I've done that, I do this next. After I've done that, I do that next. Establishing rituals and routines can create stability and reduce decision fatigues for you. Yeah, you heard me say that. Decision fatigues. When you establish rituals, you establish routines over time, it helps you in reducing decision fatigues. And it helps you as well to focus on what truly matters. As we conclude, remember that finding balance in life is not an end goal. It's not, okay? Finding balance is not an end goal. It is an ongoing practice. You have to consistently practice it. Aligning our actions with our values, nurturing our well-being, and consistently and continuously find a way to also contribute positively to our world. Doing all of these things I have said at a very high level, like I said, would help you, help us, help me, help us as a tribe as well, to create stability, to create serenity, to create significance. But it's not just about success. We need to move from success to significance. So I want to challenge us. Let's embark on this path together. Let's drive this together. Let's come to that place of unison, that place of oneness, that place of wholeness, where all of these things align together. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that I've been able to contribute a little bit to the things that we have before us today, the topic we have before us today. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. If I feel like, oh, wow. Thank you, KJK. Please let's celebrate the founder of the Real Platform, KJK. I hope this really worth our time. This is I've been fired up, sincerely. I've been fired up. Thank you very much. We cannot celebrate you enough. We cannot say thank you enough, but on behalf of the team members too, we say thank you very much. The participants, we say thank you very much. And this is what people pay for in the UK. I've heard of so many seminars and I've attended a couple of them, and I see the quality there compared to what we get for free here. Ladies and gentlemen, again, please celebrate KJK. If your hands are not too busy, if you can just say something, in the comment box, say something. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Sir. Thank you very much. Pardon my Yoruba. Thank you very much, sir. Please, does anybody have a question? If you have a question, please, we are out of time. We are running out of time. We need to get out of here in a short while now. Does anybody have a question in the house, please?
I also think, if there are questions, if you don't have time, we could do that on our WhatsApp group, and then if there are no questions, because of your time, I know everybody needs to go do other things.
Yeah. People already give me signal. So if there's no question, thank you everyone for coming. And we are part of our ritual, just like KJK said, we have a ritual during our seminars every time. We usually ask one or two questions. Any lucky winner, there's always a prize for that. Please, I just have a question for us in the house. If you have the answer, you can type it or you can say it, unmute yourself. You can say it. During the course of the lecture, we just want you, to use this to weigh, our attentiveness. Can anybody tell me 5 ways that kills dream? If you have answer to that, 5 ways that kills dreams in life. Any answer? Okay, we can answer me later. There's a gift for that if you can answer that question. Thank you very much. Without further ado, Mr. John, up to you.
Thank you so much once again, you all, for joining us. And KJK, we can't thank you enough. This is just an important announcement for everyone on the call. Our next monthly webinar will be the 7th of October, 2023. Please endeavor to join us. And just as we were urged before, now we are asked to invite as many people as possible. And just in case you have invited 1 or 2 today, please post the names in the chat box. Just post the name. Anybody you invite, post the name in the chat section. The winner will receive the gift during the week. So there's a gift for those that invited people. So if you have invited 1 or 2 persons, please just post the name in the chat section. And there's opportunity advice here. Special information for people. Special information for people who are looking for UK sponsorship. Yeah. So we'll post the link on the chat session, please, just in case you are looking for UK sponsorship. All the organizations that are licensed to give sponsorship, we'll post the link in a short while in the chat session. So this will guide you. So this information, please, is from the UK government website. So thank you so much. See you next October 7th.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Favor. I think we got a winner here. Victor, please kindly send your number so get the gift across to you. Thank you very much for that. I have invited my friend Valentina. Yes, we'll still keep the numbers coming. Thank you very much. All right, I think it's that time we move to the next segment now. Miss Tivonge, are you ready for us? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This was a really good and informative session. I'm here to present the This Is How We Talk segment. And in this segment, you can feel free to turn on your camera and repeat after me, or you can just repeat after me and be on mute. So you can follow the PowerPoint that has been shared. So this, please repeat after me. I am a change maker.
I'm a change maker.
A trailblazer.
A trailblazer.
My thoughts are positively impactful.
Thoughts are positively impactful.
I grow daily.
I grow daily.
I become the delight of my organization.
I become the delight of my organization.
City, state, and country.
State, and country.
My gifts find international expression, for I am.
My gifts find
international expression, for I am valuable.
Indispensable and continually relevant.
Indispensable and continually relevant.
I am an asset and not a liability.
I am an asset, not a liability.
I am a change agent.
I am a change
agent.
I make change happen.
I make change happening.
I am knowledge driven.
I am knowledge driven.
I am action driven.
I
have the wisdom needed per time to navigate through life.
I have the wisdom needed to navigate through the life.
I am stable and so above challenges.
I am stable and above challenges.
And continue to make waves even in challenging times.
I will continue to make waves even in challenging times.
The real platform becomes 1,000 times better, more influential.
The real platform become
better and
as we grow in leaps,
as we grow in
and in bounds, until we become great.
Until we become great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. We really appreciate your time. And in a few minutes, we are out of here. Please feel free to join us and indicate interest personally if you see that this platform really worth your time and really worth joining. And I believe that you're not going to regret it. And I want to once again appreciate everyone for coming, for joining us today. Thank you very much. And at this point, we have our closing remark from Mr. Maybe, please.
I want to believe that we all got value for our time today. I want to say thank you all for coming. We look forward to having you with us again on the 7th of October. I want to say thank you also to KJK for all that you do. Thank you for having this wonderful session with us. I would also like to encourage us that for everything we have learned today, let's not just be on the notepads that we have written on. We should always go back to read them and make sure that we take actions. This is indeed an opportunity for us to learn how to balance our life, especially here in the UK. Most of us are far from home, and we have people looking up to us. Thank you again for coming, and I really hope you got value for your time. We hope you got value for your time. Invite someone, start talking to someone about what you've learned, start talking to someone about the next dates. make sure you are here with someone on the 7th of October. Thank you all. Bye.
All right.